Hi, this is the Learn Cantonese Fast channel. Again, long time no see. So today I'm going to talk to you about a website that you can learn Cantonese. Right? So in Hong Kong, some people may try to learn Cantonese by watching television, especially the news reports. But I'm telling you, unlike learning English, you should not watch any news from the television in Hong Kong in order to learn Cantonese, because Cantonese is Cantonese, but then the people on televisions, they are using Cantonese pronunciation of Mandarin in order to report the news. So that's making you very confusing most of the time, right? Because they're not, well, they sound like they're talking in Cantonese, but they are using Cantonese to read out Mandarin. So if you try to learn Cantonese from the news, don't learn it from the television. Go to this website, which is called appledaily.com.hk. You can see from here, appledaily.com.hk. And I'm going to show you the website and where you can find the news. It's actually not written news, but videos. So you go to this website. Sometimes you can use another web address, hongkong.nextmedia.com. It's actually the same thing. It's either appledaily.com.hk or at hk.nextmedia.com. Okay. So if you go to this website, which is Apple Daily website, you can see that you have something like this. The second thing, well, sometimes they keep on changing the location, but then look at the words, right? So it is 動新聞, 動新聞. 新聞, sun is new, 聞 is either smell or listen, right? 新聞, the new things that you can hear, which is news, right? 新聞, 動 means motion, right? So news with motion. Right? So if you click in, you'll be able to select a lot of the news from here. For example, the first one is 超人再刮 CY 香港被寵壞. Right? But this is Mandarin. But then when they talk, they use Cantonese. 超人 is actually the nickname of 李嘉誠. 超人 人 is human. 超 superhuman, Superman. Right? 李嘉誠 is a Superman. 再刮 CY is the what do you call it? 特首 is the leader of the Hong Kong administration, whatever that is. Right? So instead of explaining this news to you today, I'm going to explain it next time. But then today I have this news instead. So this news is about a lady who was an actor, but then now she's opening her store in Hong Kong. But then in the past 7 years, she's been in mainland China. Right, so let me start today's lesson. Well, actually, before starting today's lesson, let's take a look at my red wine. I've been doing a lot of brewing and stuff these days, in addition to my planting, spring planting, so I'm very busy. In any case, let's start. Right, so let me go to the very beginning. Oh, she's talking very fast. Let me try to analyze. It's 過去7年. 過去7年. 過去 cross 去 go. Right? Cross go, what do you mean by cross go? 過去 means in the past. Right? In the past 7 years. 7年 is year. 7 過去 the past 7年 7 years. Right? 過去7年 帶埋個仔. Right? So immediately you see that Cantonese is different from Mandarin. This is Mandarin, but then when she talks, she's talking in Cantonese. Right? So instead of saying 帶同兒子, she said 帶埋個仔. Right? 帶同兒子 is Mandarin. Right? 兒子 is Mandarin. In Cantonese, it's called 仔. And another thing that you should notice is in Mandarin sometimes they will omit the quantifying unit, but then in Cantonese most often, I would say 99% of the time we'll have to specify the quantifying unit. We say 帶埋個仔 instead of 帶埋仔. Okay, 帶 is to bring, to carry, to bring. 帶埋 in Mandarin they say 帶同 but in Cantonese we say 帶埋 埋 is to bury. Okay, 帶埋 is to bring something that is very close to you. Okay, so keep it very close to you. Okay, 帶埋個仔返內地返返. Okay, sometimes when especially when you're in school, when you read out some Chinese characters, you read it as 返. But then most likely when you're in a conversation we use 返 tone 1 instead of tone 2. Right? 過去7年帶埋個仔返內地。內地 actually is mainland China. In the past we used 大陸. 大陸 means 大 means big. 陸 means continent. It's a big continent. But nowadays, well, I think the mainland Chinese they have some inferiority complex or something. I don't know. I don't care. They say that 大陸 is not very polite, so they use 內地instead. 內 means internal, interior. 地 means ground, or 內地. I don't see the difference. In any case, they say 內地 帶埋個仔返內地打拼. 打拼 actually is very Mandarin, but then nowadays people will use this term very often even in Cantonese. In the old days we call 搏命, right? 搏命. 打拼 打 is to beat up, 拼 is to wrestle. Right? 打拼 actually it does not mean fighting with other people. It means working very, very hard or struggling very, very hard in order to be successful. 打拼. Right? In old Cantonese we say 搏命 or 搏殺. Actually not old, but in casual Cantonese we say 搏命. 返內地打拼. Again, in Mandarin you use the word 的, right? But in Cantonese we use 嘅. Right? 過去7年帶埋個仔返內地打拼嘅張慧儀. 張慧 is the person's name. Right? So this person in the past 7 years has brought her son back to mainland China and to work very hard in order to struggle to earn a living. 埋個仔返咗內地打拼嘅張慧儀，最近返嚟香港開百。最近返嚟香港開百貨店。最近 is very close. 最 very close. Right? It does not mean very close. It actually here it means, well, especially when you see something right in the front of a sentence, normally it would denote the time. 最近 very recently. 最近 we would say very close in terms of distance. We don't use 近, we say 近好近. Or she's very close. She's very close. 佢好近. Right? But then when we say very recently, we say 最近. Right? 最近 in Mandarin we say 回港. But then in Cantonese we don't say 回港, we say 返香港. We don't say 返港, you know. A lot of the Mandarin speaking people, they tend to abbreviate a lot. That's why they end up with a very bad grammar most of the time. Say for example, sometimes they'll miss the quantifying unit. To them it's fine because sometimes they will use ancient Chinese. But ancient Chinese is not acceptable in Cantonese. Right? But in any case, 最近返嚟香港. Why do you say 返嚟? We can say 返嚟香港. Why do we say 返嚟香港? 返 actually is to return. 返 is also back. Right? Return back to Hong Kong. So that actually means that the person originally was from Hong Kong and then she somehow came back and settled down back in Hong Kong. Right? 返嚟. 嚟 means come. Right? 返嚟. 返嚟香港 was, well, the simplest way is to say 最近返嚟香港 or 最近返香港. Right? 最近返嚟香港開 open. 貨店百 this is not 8 1 2 3 4 5 7 8 this is not 8 this is 100 right 百貨店 not 8貨店8 is BAT but this is BAK right 百貨店 4 means commodities a shop 店 a shop with 100 commodities in the old days we used this term for department stores but then nowadays if it is a modernized grocery we also call 百貨店 right for a traditional grocery store we say 雜貨店雜 means mixed right so it has a mixed of a lot of different kind of commodities the 雜貨店 the traditional grocery store in Hong Kong 最近翻嚟香港開雜貨店 so she just opens up a kind of like a grocery store in Hong Kong
貨店
由昔日嘅火辣女星
翻嚟香港開百貨店
由昔日嘅火辣女星昔日 again it's very Mandarin right but well the people in Hong Kong they understand Mandarin from their education right 由昔日 normally if it is real Cantonese we say 由舊時時 is time 舊 is old time from old time right so originally the lady was actually an actor right 火辣女星女星女 female 星 is star a female star is an actress right sometimes we can say 火辣嘅女明星明星 is a star a movie star 女星 is okay right 由昔日 we should say 由舊時由 from 昔日in the past right from in the past being a very hot female star 火辣 火 is fire 辣 is spicy 火辣 means very hot right? It's a very hot actress in the past
辣女星搖身一變成為口才了得嘅生意人
搖身一變成為口才了得嘅生意人搖 it is a shake 身 is your body 一 once 變 change right so 搖身一變 so you shake your body and then all of a sudden you change into something it's like magic right this is a very Mandarin term but then it's also very common because we learned it from school 搖身一變成為 become 搖身一變 so all of a sudden she changed and become 口才 is your ability of is your language ability right? So you become very eloquent right? 口才 is your skill is a spoken skill 了得 is again very Mandarin in Cantonese we should say 好叻搖身一變成為口才好叻嘅生意人了得 it's okay I mean people can understand but then this is actually Mandarin 口才好叻叻 is very good 了得 again is very good or excellent so you become very eloquent 生意人 is a human 生意 business so you become a very good business person with a very eloquent business person 搖身一變成為口才了得嘅生意人
成為口才了得嘅生意人樣樣嘢都親力親為
樣樣嘢都親力親為
成為口才了得嘅生意人樣樣嘢都
樣樣嘢 each and every matter in Mandarin is 每件事 we don't say 每件事樣樣嘢for each and every matter 都親力親為 so for all of them you work the same way right? 都 are all together being the same right? 樣樣嘢都親力親為親 is very close right? Well the closest being is yourself 親力力 effort or force right? So in other words no matter what you do you put your own effort 親力親為為 is to do something 親 you do by yourself right? So you use your own effort and you do everything by yourself right? 親力親為 is actually a term we learned from school it's pretty Mandarin right? 樣樣嘢都親力親為
親力親為仲好鬼 sell 得添
仲好鬼 sell 得添啊！In Mandarin it says 還推銷技巧了得but in Cantonese it says 仲I forgot what she said. Let me
即成為好才了得嘅生意人，樣樣嘢都親力親為，仲好鬼 sell。
仲好鬼 sell 得添啊！仲also so besides doing everything by herself, also she's 仲好鬼very 鬼 actually is a ghost, but then 好鬼 means very very. So in Cantonese we use a lot of exaggeration. So it's very very we say 好鬼 sell 得sell 得 sell is to sell something. Sell 得you can achieve something. You can achieve a certain selling goal. So 好鬼 sell 得添啊！A team means also or again. Okay, so
得添啊！想知佢把口有幾勁，記住留意。
想知佢把口有幾勁。
喂 sell 得添啊！想知佢把口有幾勁。
想知佢把口有幾勁。想知 if you want to, so we omit the subject you. 想知佢把口有幾勁。So if you want to know how good her talking skill is, 想知佢把口 is your mouth, 把口 is the quantifying unit of the mouth, especially when the mouth is talking. 想知佢把口有幾勁，勁 is very strong. 有幾勁 how strong her mouth can be. 有幾勁有 means halfway. So if you want to know how strong her mouth can be, 想知佢把口有幾勁。記住留意一周 plus 啦，啦 is an intonation modifier。記住留意記住in Mandarin it says 緊記 but in Cantonese it's 記住。記 is to memorize 住so memorize so that you'll have some imprint in your brain, right? To memorize 記住memorize 記住留意 notice 留意 is to notice is to focus is 留意 is notice. So 記住留意一周 plus 啦，記住留意一周 plus is the magazine's name. Actually the magazine is called 一周刊一 one 周 week 刊 is a publication, right? So a publication which is published every week, and the name of the publication is called 一周刊. And then 一周刊 also has something in addition to the original magazine. It's called 一周 plus 啦。記住留意一周 plus 啦。So I'm running out of time. I'll see you next time. Bye.